Now, in a recent video, I said, what if I were to write a musical, start to finish, and document that process? Well, Mickey and Judy, that's what we're doing. We're putting on a show. And this video is why I'm doing it, how it's going to work, and how you can be part of it. So if you've ever wanted to write your own show, or just see how they're made, this is the series for you. Hi, I'm Scott, watching Inside Musicals, the channel for all things musical theatre. Writing a musical is not as simple as just adding songs to a play. Music and dance are part of the fabric of the story, much like opera or ballet. And every song needs to justify its existence by doing something that dialogue alone cannot. Songs are often more compact, more stylized. But whereas you can get a degree in writing or composing or directing, there are very few formal study options for writing a musical. That's because it's such a collaborative art form. I mean, book music and lyrics are often written by 3 different people. Just think of West Side Story, Bernstein, Sondheim, Arthur Lawrence. Add to that Jerome Robbins, who was both director and choreographer, all crucial to the development process. How does a single course cover all of that? You might find a short course or a development program for collaborators, but an unpublished, unproduced author might have to be all of those things for their first show. It's easy to get lost in that process, and take it from me, it can also be a lonely pathway. So I want to fill in some of those gaps. I'll be there for you, whether you're working alone or collaborating, to give you the strategies to tackle those other areas to get your first show across the line. And we could just talk about theory, or we could put it in practice and we each write our own show, starting with the first decisions and working our way through in some logical fashion. But the goal is to end up with a production-ready script and score that could be professionally produced. And we'll talk about what that means in another video. Now, I know writing is not always a linear process, I get that, but some decisions need to come before others. You don't market a show before it exists, orchestrate before there's a song, or even write songs before there are characters and story. And of course, there's no one way to write a show. So let's think of this as an experiment, a two-way conversation where I can share my dilemmas and solutions and you can share yours. There's nothing to sign up for, no obligation, no cost. But if you'd like to introduce yourself in the comments, tell me whether you're working alone or in a team. Tell me whether your strength is writing or composing, and also what part of the process you'd most like me to cover. But here's how it's going to work. You'll see tutorials and tasks ranging from story development and dialogue to character and lyrics, from songwriting and orchestration through to workshopping, working with actors, getting it on the stage. We'll analyse other shows and stories, and there'll also be room for question and answers for anything that comes up. But it's not just about the techniques, it's also about motivation. Because we all need that someone in our court to say, yes, you're onto something there, keep going. So yes, at times I might be tutor or mentor, but also cheerleader, accountability buddy, and student, because there are going to be unknowns in this thing, and even I'm going to have to jump through hurdles. First, a couple of ground rules. You can't copyright an idea until it's in concrete form, either written down or recorded in some way. So if you ask questions about your project in the comments, don't give too much away about your story until you've developed it enough to establish some kind of copyright. Next, we're dealing with artists here, people taking risks. So please be considerate and supportive of each other in the comments. And remember, this is not a predetermined course, so it takes as long as it takes. The advantage is you get to have input along the way. I've also been asked whether I'll do one-on-one confidential consultations with people. Let's just get the ball rolling first, and if there's enough interest in that, then we'll make it happen. And not just in a we'll see, but never kind of way, but I just need to work out the logistics kind of way. And if you're watching this sometime in the future, I'll leave this series in its own playlist so you can follow along at your own pace. In the next video, we'll take our first steps to define the core of our story. So if you're up for that challenge, hit the notifications button so you know exactly when it drops. Is this really a good idea? Are we really doing this? In the words of Stephen Sondheim, excited and scared. But what I do know for sure is I'm looking forward to getting to know you. So come back for the next video.